Ladies and gentlemen, let's be real. We're living in a world that constantly demands more from us, more energy, more productivity, more everything. But here's the thing nobody talks about. Your hormones are running the show behind the scenes. And if you don't understand them, if you're not working with them, you're fighting an uphill battle every single day. Most of us think hormones are just about periods or menopause. But the truth is, they're the foundation of your mood, energy, and overall health. Your hormones are like an orchestra. They play together to create the music of your life. When one instrument is out of tune, the whole symphony suffers. And that's why today, I'm here to show you how to tune that orchestra, reset your body, and finally feel like the vibrant, unstoppable woman you were born to be. First, let's talk about stress. I don't know about you, but I've lived through days, heck weeks, where I felt like stress was my permanent roommate. But stress is more than a feeling. It's a hormonal cascade. Cortisol, the stress hormone, surges to protect you in danger, but when it's constantly triggered by work deadlines, family obligations, or just your own inner critic, it hijacks your entire system. It throws your estrogen, progesterone, and thyroid hormones completely out of whack. So if you're constantly exhausted, craving sugar, or snapping at people you love, it's not just you, it's cortisol talking. Here's the good news. Your body wants to find balance. Your hormones are always trying to get back to equilibrium. You just need to give them the right tools. And that starts with the 3 pillars: nutrition, sleep, and movement. Nutrition isn't about restriction or counting calories. It's about nourishment. When you eat real, whole foods, colorful veggies, healthy fats, clean proteins, you give your body the building blocks it needs to make hormones in the right amounts. And guess what? When your hormones are balanced, your cravings start to vanish. You feel more in control of your eating instead of food controlling you. Next, sleep. I used to think I was being productive by burning the candle at both ends, staying up late, getting up early. But sleep is when your body does the real work. It's when your hormones reset. If you're not prioritizing sleep, you're literally short-circuiting your hormonal health. And no, 4 hours of sleep and 2 cups of coffee in the morning isn't a badge of honor. It's a one-way ticket to burnout. And then there's movement. You don't need to spend hours in the gym. You just need to move. Walks in nature, yoga, strength training. These are hormone-friendly movements that reduce cortisol and boost serotonin, the feel-good hormone. Think of movement as medicine, because it is. Now, I want to let you in on a powerful secret: cycle syncing. For those of you who still have your monthly cycle, you can actually harness its natural rhythm. Your body isn't the same every day of the month. Your energy, creativity, and even your metabolism shift with your hormones. So stop forcing yourself to perform the same way every day. Instead, learn to work with your cycle. During your follicular phase, for example, your estrogen is rising, so you're naturally more social and energetic. That's the time to brainstorm and launch big projects. In your luteal phase, progesterone rises, and your body craves rest and reflection. Lean into it. Honor it. For my women in menopause, listen up. Your cycle may have stopped, but your hormones haven't. Your body is adjusting to a new baseline, and you can absolutely support it. Think of this as your time to truly prioritize yourself. You've spent decades caring for everyone else. This is your chance to care for you. And here's what I want you to know more than anything. You deserve to feel amazing. You deserve to feel energized, focused, and grounded in your body. Don't let anyone tell you it's normal to feel exhausted, irritable, or just off all the time. That's not your destiny. It's a sign your hormones need attention. So let's stop making this complicated. Let's stop letting confusion or shame keep us from owning our hormonal health. Let's start listening to our bodies, because they're speaking to us every single day. I want you to leave here with one clear message. Your hormones are not the enemy, they're your superpower. Learn to work with them, not against them. Nourish your body, prioritize your rest, move with intention, and honor the rhythm of your cycle. You'll be amazed at how your mood lifts, your focus sharpens, and your energy returns. Ladies and gentlemen, your hormones are the ultimate guide to how you feel every day. And when you understand them, you unlock a new level of confidence, vitality, and power. So go out there, get curious, and start living in sync with the incredible body you've been given. You've got this. Let's do it together.
When you begin to recognize that your hormones are not just random chemicals swirling around your body, but are the powerful architects of how you feel, everything changes. Most people have no idea how much their hormones shape their daily lives, their energy, mood, focus, and even motivation. It's like living with an invisible force that can either lift you up or pull you down. Once you understand how this force works, you stop fighting yourself and start working with your body. This is what it means to make your hormones your secret superpower. Let's be real, as women, we're taught to push through and hustle no matter what. We're told to just keep going, to keep grinding, to keep showing up for everyone else even when our bodies are screaming for rest. But what if I told you that pushing through is exactly what's holding you back? Your hormones estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, thyroid hormones, and cortisol are in constant conversation with each other. When one is off, the others compensate, and that's when you start feeling off too. Take estrogen, for example. It's not just about periods, it's about energy, focus, and even creativity. During the first half of your cycle, when estrogen is on the rise, you might feel like your on-fire ideas are flowing. You're social, you're lit up from within. That's the time to go for it, to start new projects, to show up boldly in the world. But what happens if you ignore that second half of the cycle when progesterone comes in? Progesterone is your chill hormone. It's the hormone of calm, of slowing down, of reflecting. When you try to force yourself to be on, all the time you're fighting against progesterone, and that's why you feel anxious, exhausted, or scattered. The same is true for cortisol, the stress hormone. We live in a world that worships stress as if it's some kind of badge of honor. But chronic stress doesn't make you productive, it makes you sick. When cortisol is constantly elevated, it suppresses estrogen and progesterone. That's why stress can mess up your cycle, why it can make you feel like a totally different person, more reactive, more sensitive, more drained. So if you're always stressed and you're feeling out of whack, it's not your imagination, your hormones are paying the price. But here's the powerful shift. Your body isn't broken, it's talking to you. It's giving you signals every day through your energy, your cravings, your skin, your sleep. And when you start to listen, you can actually work with your hormones instead of against them. You stop seeing your mood swings as a problem and start seeing them as a message. You stop treating your body like a machine and start treating it like the dynamic, miraculous system it is. Let's talk about what happens when you nourish your hormones. When you give your body real food, not processed junk, not restrictive diets, but actual nutrition, you're giving your hormones the raw materials they need to function. Healthy fats like avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil. They're essential for making hormones. Colorful vegetables and fruits. They're packed with antioxidants that support your detox pathways, which keep your hormones in balance. Protein. It stabilizes blood sugar, which keeps cortisol in check. It's not about counting calories, it's about giving your hormones what they need to keep you feeling vibrant. Sleep is another game changer. When you sleep, your body is literally recalibrating your hormones. It's repairing cells, lowering cortisol, and boosting growth hormone. If you're skimping on sleep, you're not just tired, you're setting yourself up for hormonal chaos. And you know what? That's not your fault. Our culture glorifies hustle and burnout. But your body needs rest. When you make sleep a priority, you're not being lazy, you're being smart. You're giving your hormones the environment they need to thrive. And let's not forget movement. You don't need to kill yourself in the gym to balance your hormones. In fact, too much high-intensity exercise can actually spike cortisol and make things worse. Gentle movement like walking, yoga, or strength training helps keep cortisol in check. improves insulin sensitivity, and supports happy hormones like serotonin. Movement isn't punishment for your body, it's a way to honor it, to tune it, to reset it. When you start to see how every choice you make, the food you eat, the rest you get, the way you move is a conversation with your hormones, you reclaim your power. You stop blaming yourself for feeling off. You stop fighting your body and start partnering with it, and that's where true strength lies. You might be thinking, this sounds great, but I'm busy, I don't have time to overhaul my life. Let me tell you this, you don't need to change everything overnight. Small, consistent steps add up. Start by adding in one more serving of veggies a day. Start by getting 30 more minutes of sleep. Start by swapping one high-intensity workout for a walk in nature. These are small shifts, but they're signals to your body that you're listening, and your body will respond. This is how you build a foundation for a life that feels balanced, energized, and powerful. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. When you honor your hormones, you're honoring *U*. You're saying, I deserve to feel good. I deserve to have energy. I deserve to show up in this world as the strongest, most grounded version of myself. Because you do. And when you step into that power, you're not just changing your health, you're changing your life. It's time to finally understand that your hormones are not just some background noise. They are the ultimate GPS guiding every choice, every emotion, and every outcome in your life. They're the secret code that determines how you feel and how you show up in the world. When your hormones are balanced, you're unstoppable, clear, headed, confident, and ready to take on the world. But when they're out of whack, everything feels harder. You're not weak. You're not failing. You're just out of sync with the most powerful system in your body. You've probably noticed those days when you're just off. You can't focus. You're snappy with your kids or partner, and everything feels overwhelming. That's not a character flaw, it's a hormonal red flag. But most of us have been taught to brush it off, to slap a smile on and push through. Let me tell you, ignoring these signs is like ignoring a flashing check engine light on your dashboard. Your hormones are the body's check engine light, and when you finally start to tune into those signals, you unlock the power to change how you feel and how you perform. Let's talk about why it matters. Hormones like insulin, cortisol, estrogen, and progesterone don't work in isolation. They're part of a complex, beautifully choreographed dance. When one is off, it creates a domino effect that touches everything. High cortisol from constant stress. It doesn't just make you feel frazzled, it throws off insulin, spikes blood sugar, and leaves you craving sugar and carbs. Low estrogen. It doesn't just mess with your cycle, it can tank your mood, kill your motivation, and even mess with your sleep. This is why trying to fix yourself with another cup of coffee or another hour at the gym doesn't work. You're not addressing the root. You're just masking the symptoms while your body keeps screaming for attention. And here's the thing, your hormones want to work with you, not against you. They're designed to help you thrive, but you have to give them the environment they need to do that. Let's start with food. Your hormones are built from what you eat, literally. Every bite you take is either helping or hindering the creation of the hormones that control your energy, mood, and metabolism. If you're living on processed foods and sugar, you're not giving your body the building blocks it needs. But when you start to eat whole, nutrient-dense foods, colorful veggies, healthy fats, quality protein, you're telling your hormones, I've got you. And your hormones will respond. Blood sugar stabilizes. Energy lifts. Mood evens out. It's like flipping a switch in your body. Sleep is another cornerstone of hormonal balance. We live in a culture that brags about running on 5 hours of sleep. But here's the truth. If you're not sleeping, your hormones are suffering. Lack of sleep spikes cortisol, messes with insulin, and robs you of the deep rest your body needs to repair and rebuild. It's not about willpower, it's about biology. You cannot hustle a body that's running on empty. If you want to be the unstoppable, focused, calm woman you're meant to be, you have to prioritize rest. That's not lazy, that's smart. Movement is another key. So many women think that more is better, that if they're tired or bloated or stressed, they just need to crush another workout. But guess what? Too much high-intensity exercise can actually backfire. It spikes cortisol even more, leaving you feeling drained and inflamed. The answer: move in a way that honors your body. Walking, yoga, strength training, these support healthy hormones by keeping stress in check and building resilience. Exercise should make you feel alive, not depleted. And let's talk stress. Chronic stress is like a wrecking ball for your hormones. It doesn't just make you feel frazzled in the moment, it can create long-term hormonal havoc. That's why managing stress isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Meditation, breathwork, journaling, time in nature, these are not extras. They are essential tools for creating an internal environment where your hormones can thrive. But here's the most important part: you don't have to do it all perfectly. You don't have to eat clean 100% of the time or meditate for an hour every day. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Small, consistent shifts, adding more greens to your meals, prioritizing an extra 30 minutes of sleep, swapping one high-intensity workout for a restorative walk. These create momentum. Your body notices, your hormones respond. When you make these shifts, you're not just changing how you feel in the moment, you're changing the trajectory of your entire life. You're setting the stage for more energy, more clarity, more joy. You're telling your body, I see you, I respect you, I'm going to work with you, not against you. This is how you create real, lasting change. You stop treating your hormones like a nuisance and start treating them like the power source they are. You stop fighting your body and start collaborating with it. And when you do that, you tap into a strength and a vibrancy that most women never even know is possible. You don't just feel better, you become unstoppable. Hormonal balance isn't a luxury, it's the foundation of everything. When your hormones are in harmony, you're not just feeling better physically, you're sharper, more focused, and more connected to yourself and to others. And let's be honest, for most women, life is a constant juggling act. Between family, work, and personal goals, it's easy to put your needs last. But here's the truth: ignoring your hormonal health isn't selfless, it's self-sabotage. Because when your hormones are off, you're not showing up as your best self. And when you're not your best self, everyone around you feels it too. So, what does it look like to actually take charge of your hormones and create real, sustainable balance? It starts with a mindset shift. Stop telling yourself that feeling exhausted, anxious, or foggy is just part of being a woman. Stop normalizing PMS symptoms that knock you out every month, or mood swings that make you feel like a stranger in your own skin. These aren't normal, they're signs that your body is out of sync and that it's time to listen and respond. One of the biggest keys to balancing your hormones is understanding the power of your cycle. For too long, women have been taught to push through their cycles as if they're irrelevant or inconvenient. But your cycle is a monthly roadmap. It tells you when you have the most energy, when you're most creative, and when you need more rest. By syncing your habits to your cycle, you're not just honoring your biology, you're leveraging it. Think of it like this: the first half of your cycle, the follicular and ovulatory phases, is your body's natural go time. Estrogen is rising, your brain is sharp, your body is primed for performance. This is the best time to tackle big projects, brainstorm new ideas, and lean into social connections. Your hormones are literally fueling you to be at your best. Then comes the second half of your cycle, the luteal and menstrual phases. Here, progesterone takes the lead. Your body is telling you to slow down, to reflect, to care for yourself. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Trying to maintain the same intensity all month long goes against the rhythm your body is designed for. When you honor that slower phase, when you get more sleep, choose more grounding foods, and say no to what drains you, You're giving your hormones the environment they need to thrive. But cycle syncing is just one piece of the puzzle. Let's talk gut health. Your gut isn't just about digestion, it's a hormone making powerhouse. When your gut is healthy, it helps regulate estrogen, reduce inflammation, and keep your mood stable. When it's not, you're more likely to feel bloated, anxious, and moody. The fix: start with simple changes, more fiber-rich veggies, fermented foods like sauerkraut and yogurt, and less processed junk. Your gut is the garden for your hormones. Nurture it, and you'll see the ripple effects throughout your entire body. Another powerful tool is blood sugar balance. Most women don't realize that blood sugar roller coasters are one of the biggest hormone disruptors out there. When your blood sugar spikes and crashes all day, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol to cope. That constant stress load doesn't just zap your energy, it messes with your sex hormones, your thyroid, and even your sleep. The solution: balanced meals. Think protein, healthy fats, and fiber at every meal. These slow the release of sugar into your bloodstream and create a steady energy burn, not the peaks and valleys that leave you feeling wired and tired. And speaking of stress, it's time to get real about how stress impacts your hormones. We live in a world that glorifies busyness, but let's be clear, chronic stress is like an earthquake that shakes up every hormone system in your body. It's not about eliminating stress altogether, that's impossible. It's about building practices that help you recover from it. Daily walks, 5 minutes of deep breathing, setting boundaries with your phone and your to-do list. These aren't nice-to-haves. They're non-negotiables for a body that's trying to keep you balanced. You also can't underestimate the power of connection. Loneliness and isolation are real hormone disruptors. When you spend time with people who see you and support you, your body releases oxytocin, a hormone that buffers the effects of stress and helps bring your system back to center. This is why community matters. It's not a luxury, it's a biological need. Finally, let's talk about ownership. Nobody is going to fix your hormones for you. There's no magic pill, no quick fix. This is about daily choices, about deciding that you're worthy of feeling vibrant, alive, and fully present in your life. That starts with tuning in to your body's signals and trusting that they are there to guide you. It's about letting go of the myth that hustling harder is the answer, and instead choosing to work with your body, not against it. When you do that, you step into a new level of power. You're no longer at the mercy of random mood swings or unexplained fatigue. You're the driver of your own life, and your hormones are your allies on that journey. You don't just feel better, you become more more focused, more joyful, more unstoppable, and that's the real magic. Because when you show up as your fullest self, you don't just transform your own life, you inspire everyone around you to do the same. The real secret to taking control of your hormones isn't in some expensive supplement or trendy diet. It's in your daily habits and the small decisions you make every single day. We live in a world where women are bombarded with quick fixes and magic bullet promises, but those things don't get to the root of what's going on inside your body. What truly matters is building a lifestyle that supports your hormones in a consistent, sustainable way. And that starts with one word: consistency. Let's get real. We all have those moments when we feel like we're doing everything right for a few days or a week, and then life happens. Work stress piles up, family responsibilities pull you in a million directions, and you slide back into old habits. That's normal, because you're human. But real, lasting change in your hormones doesn't come from perfect days. It comes from getting back on track every time you slip. It's about creating rituals and systems that make it easier to choose what supports you, even on your busiest days. So, what does that actually look like in practice? It starts with your morning routine. I know you've probably heard this 1,000 times, but it's true. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that comes after. Instead of rolling out of bed and immediately grabbing your phone, where you're bombarded with notifications and to-do lists. Take 5 minutes for yourself. Stretch, take a few deep breaths, drink some water. Let your body wake up before you let the world in. This isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It's about regulating your cortisol levels. Cortisol is naturally highest in the morning, so starting with calm and grounding practices helps your body use that hormone for good, giving you energy and focus, rather than tipping you into stress mode. Next, let's talk about your meals. Hormones thrive on blood sugar stability, and the fastest way to wreck that is to skip meals or load up on processed carbs. Instead of grabbing a sugary coffee drink or a muffin on the go, focus on building your plate around protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Eggs with veggies, Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds, or a smoothie packed with greens and protein powder. These are meals that don't just fill you up. They set your hormones up for success for hours. But it's not just what you eat, it's how you eat. Slowing down, actually chewing your food, and giving your body a chance to digest properly can dramatically reduce bloating, support your gut health, and keep your hormones humming. This might seem like a small thing, but it's huge. Your gut is a key player in hormone regulation. Think of it as mission control for your entire system. When you're constantly eating on the run, scarfing things down without thinking, you're missing an opportunity to nurture that mission control center. Movement is another pillar that so many women overlook. You don't have to be in the gym for an hour every day, unless you love it. The key is to find movement that you actually enjoy and can stick to. Walking, dancing, yoga, lifting weights, whatever lights you up, the important part is consistency. Movement isn't just about weight or fitness, it's a hormone regulator. Exercise helps balance insulin, boost mood, boosting endorphins and support your thyroid, which is crucial for energy and metabolism. Even 10 minutes of movement can shift your hormones in a positive way. Sleep, too, is a game changer for your hormones. I know it can feel impossible with everything on your plate, but this is one area where the payoff is massive. Poor sleep is a direct stressor on your body. It increases cortisol, disrupts insulin, and throws your reproductive hormones out of whack. Prioritize sleep like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Create a wind-down routine, dim the lights, shut off screens an hour before bed, and give yourself permission to rest. Your body does so much healing while you sleep. When you skimp on it, you're short-changing every other part of your health. Finally, let's talk about boundaries. Your hormones don't exist in a vacuum. They're constantly responding to your environment and your mindset. If you're living in constant people-pleasing mode, if you're saying yes to everyone and everything except yourself, your body is going to feel that. Chronic stress and lack of boundaries are some of the biggest hormone disruptors out there. Start saying no to what drains you. Start saying yes to what lights you up. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. When you put all these pieces together, morning routines, balanced meals, joyful movement, sleep, and boundaries, you're not just working on your hormones. You're creating a life that honors and supports your whole self. You're showing up for yourself in a way that ripples out to everything else you care about. Because when your hormones are balanced, you're more resilient, more focused, and more aligned with your purpose. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, and here's the best part. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to keep coming back to it. Keep choosing the habits that support you, even when it's hard. Keep believing that you're worth the effort, because you are. Your hormones aren't the enemy. They're your built-in compass, guiding you back to balance and vitality every single day. So trust yourself, trust your body, and start making those small changes that add up to a life that feels amazing from the inside out.